Hey folks, this is Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is my top 5 tweets of the week review, January 10, 2010. Okay, top tweet of the week. You need 3 kinds of exercise: physical, mental, and spiritual. Basically, I've been struggling trying to figure out, should you meditate all day? Should you work all day and you meditate in the evening? Should you do these videos, work on this kind of stuff all day, or this and that? And what's the right mix? And basically what I boil it down to is you need a good balance between all 3 of them, and basically do an hour in each. I ain't saying you have to do this, but this is sort of what I'm trying. Hour physical, hour mental, this kind of stuff, reading books, that kind of thing. An hour spiritual, which basically sitting in a recliner and just dealing with me, my insides, my unconscious and whatnot. And you see people who basically cling to one of those and they're always off balance in some way. So like athletes probably, too much on the physical. Professors too much on the mental. Over in India, some of those guys, just sit in meditation all the time. It's a waste of time. You want to be a well-balanced person. Anyway, the next top tweet of the week: you can't force your way into harmony, you harmonize your way into harmony. And you see the Buddha trying this too, like spending 9 days in meditation, trying to just force it on himself. I'm not saying he didn't need it, maybe he needed to do that, but my point is, you don't try to force harmony back on. Like I tell people, you do your food training, just baby steps. You want to be in harmony with the essence, and no matter where you're at, even if you're off balance, you want to find a harmonious way to get back to harmony. So I thought that was worth mentioning. Fantasies are unfulfilled desires. I'm sitting there doing my spiritual training, sit for an hour and just dealing with my mind. My mind is racing, and or not racing, but just flowing through a little movie in my head, and fantasizing about this and that, and not necessarily nothing perverted or anything, just this and thing, different things. And I was like, what? And then I got up and done that probably twice, 2-hour sessions where I was doing that, and basically I was walking away like, I need to deal with this, because I know it's just, I'm sitting there wasting my time fantasizing. It's like, instead of watching a movie on TV, I'm watching it in my mind, creating it in my mind, and basically I just realized the root of what I was doing with the fantasy is nothing but desire. And basically, it's basically what all fantasies are. They're based in desire, unfulfilled wants. Okay, so clip them. Lao Tzu said, empty your mind of everything. Tweet number 4 of the week: you don't win by fighting. You say what needs to be said, and God does the rest. And those of you who've been watching my Bible series, Lies and Half-Truths of the Bible, oh my gosh, I really have never once met a Christian who is even willing to consider the possibility that Jesus isn't God. Now, granted, that's part of being a Christian, is believing that, but my point is, they're so close-minded they can't even perceive, or they won't even consider their cherished belief as being wrong. Which, it's close-minded. When I refuse, this is the analogy. I refuse to look to see what's over there. I don't believe I know everything that's over that area. I will never look over in that area again. Look at how much I'm missing out. I'm missing out. I'm making myself exposed to opportunities for somebody to hurt me, exploit me in some way or another. It's just, and I realized, you know what? I've never once met an open-minded Christian. Not a fully open-minded Christian. Never. Not once in my whole life. And the only people that was halfway, let's say you did meet somebody that's totally open-minded. They were just going to church for social stuff anyway. They never believed it anyway. So basically, my new route, and I basically got in an argument with somebody yesterday. I didn't want to, but they just kept insulting me. So basically, my new philosophy with dealing with Christians is real simple. I just shut them off. Period. You ain't going to change their mind. Success is about using your energy wisely. Not wasting your time with people. I can spend hours talking to this Christian. I ain't ever going to make any headway whatsoever. So why even doing it? I can spend my time over here. I may talk to 10 people that, open-minded, at least listen to what you got to say. This stuff may grow into 3 other people. Say one of these people talks to 3 other people. You've effectively talked to 13 people at least, and they may spread it. Over here, you haven't done nothing. It fell on the ground. It didn't even enter one mind. It's a waste of time to try to convince a Christian anything except their own beliefs. And again, I ain't anti-God at all. In fact, I am 100% pro-God. And I don't necessarily mean the God of the Bible, which I do mean the heart of what they're talking about, but not all the BS they put around it. All these religions talk about the same thing, and they can't even, they're so closed-minded they can't even see that the God of the Bible is the same as Allah in the Quran. Same as the Tao and the Tao Te Ching. Probably something in Buddhism. Maybe it's Nirvana or something. Whatever it is, it's the same in science, that energy. It's the same what I call the essence. It's like, when are people going to open their mind and say, you know what, we're all saying the same thing. We're just looking at it from different angles. It's like looking at, you're looking at a mountain from the east. They're looking from the west. They're looking from this direction. But no. And this dude actually had the nerve this week to say this to me. He said, those Muslims are crazy. They'll blow themselves up. I'm sitting there going, I said, I bet all Muslims ain't that way. I said, well, look at the Christians. Look at the Crusades. Look at the kids that got molested. You see, I was like, well, I never considered my religious problem. Well, of course you didn't, because all you're focusing on is somebody else. You're completely self-centered. The stupidity in this life is so overwhelming. It really, really is. Okay. Again, you don't win by fighting people. You don't. You just don't win. The truth wins in the end. You ain't going to convince that person right there. The stuff I'm implementing today, this truth, the 9 principles of following growth. I'm not looking to. I'm just looking to say it, and it'll carry. And what's important of it will carry on its own. I don't need to push it out. It'll do it on its own. You don't win by fighting. You say what needs to be said, and God does the rest. All I have to do is just speak the truth. God will take it where it needs to go. That ain't my job. It ain't my job to carry it once I push it out. You know what I'm saying? I handed it over. I tell you what, man, Christians really just, they're crazy, man. They're cults. Seriously. I apologize. I mean, I don't mean to insult you if you're Christian, but you really need to wake up. Because people who are closed-minded eventually get handled in this life. You're setting your kids up for failure, just like somebody sets off to these crazy cults is setting themselves up for failure and their kids up for failure. Well, you're doing it in a lesser way. You need to wake up. Next one, next tweet. You will fall prey to whatever you cannot defend your mind against. You can't defend yourself that some man is God. Guess what? You're going to believe it. You're going to fall prey to all the other things. Don't fall prey to nothing. And again, like science. Eggs are good, eggs are bad. Make up your mind. I don't care what science has to say about eggs no more. Seriously. If my tongue says it's good, I'm eating it. If it don't, I don't care. I don't eat it. You have to defend yourself against ignorance. Don't believe that everything that comes out of science is true, because it's not. And don't believe that everything comes out of religion is wrong, because it's not. There's some good things out of it. But you got to know how to defend your mind against ignorance. Your own ignorance, that's the most important. And ignorance being pushed on you from society. Just believing whatever you hear on the news is that's the way it's got to be. You need to consider it. Well, I wonder if maybe they got an agenda for saying that. I'm not saying be paranoid like Alex Jones or anything like that. But I am saying you need to question things and know how to gauge for yourself. Don't say, well, Fox News said it has to be true. I'm not saying it's not being up on Fox News, just any channel. You got to question everything. Does it fit reality? Okay. Anyway, folks, I have a playlist where you can watch all my tweets if you enjoy them. And obviously, if you made it this far, you must be enjoying them. So, anyway, also in my information section, there'll be a link to my tweets if you want to watch them as they come out. And that's really where most action's going on, what I'm doing, and if I put any new articles out on my blogs and whatnot. So that's the place to go, really, to see what's happening. Or YouTube, download a video, or upload the videos. Anyway, folks, talk to you later, and hope you enjoyed it. Later.